Look an animal in the eyes. Really look. Have you ever wondered what it thinks you are? Not if it likes you. Not if it loves you. What you are, literally, inside its head. Because the answer is stranger than you'd think. To your dog, maybe your family. To your cat, maybe you're the household staff. To a bird, a clumsy, featherless giant. And to a wild animal, maybe just a shape worth avoiding. Here's what almost nobody stops to think about. Animals don't see you the way you see yourself. You define yourself by your name, your job, your phone, your house. None of that exists for them. They read you by smell, by sound, by how you move, by what you do every day. So the interesting question isn't whether animals understand us. The question that changes everything is this: what kind of creature do they think we are? Stick around, because once we reach the ocean, the answer gets genuinely unsettling. Let's start with the one who knows us best, the dog. A dog reads your face, follows your finger when you point, knows your voice among thousands. It catches mood changes you don't even notice. Its nose is so powerful, it smells fear in your sweat before you know you're afraid. You have about 6 million scent receptors. A dog has around 300 million. But a dog doesn't think you're another dog. It knows you look, smell, and move completely differently. And yet, it still pulls you into its social world. To your dog, you're the pack. You're the one who brings food, protects, plays, and calms. That's why it loses its mind when you walk through the door. To a dog, that's not an entrance. It's a reunion. In a dog's mind, we're bizarre pack members who walk on 2 legs, smell terrible, and have unlimited access to treats. The cat plays a completely different game. A cat understands you, but it won't make it easy. It doesn't think you're another cat. It knows you're bigger, louder, and far less graceful. And yet it treats you like it treats its own kind. It rubs against you to mark you with its scent. It gives you the slow blink, a gesture saved only for those it truly trusts. Sometimes it brings you a sinister gift, a mouse, a bird, a leaf. And now the fact that'll throw you. When a cat meows at you, it isn't speaking cat. Adult cats barely meow at each other. They invented the meow just for us. Generation after generation, they learned exactly which sound flips a human switch. Best guess? They think we're trainable giants. A quick 10-second favor. If you're learning something new, hit like and subscribe. This channel is all about seeing the world from behind someone else's eyes. Now, let's get on a horse. A horse is a prey animal, and that changes everything. Its life depends on reading body language, so it scans all of you. Your tension, your posture, your breathing, your confidence. It doesn't care about your words. It cares about your energy. If you're nervous, it doubts you. If you're calm, it leans on you. It can even pick up your heartbeat from a distance. And when your heart races, its heart tends to follow. To a horse, you're a walking contradiction. A small creature that looks like a predator but doesn't act like one. Your eyes face forward, like a hunter. You approach straight at them, like a hunter. But then you bring food, care, and company. Over time, the horse solves the puzzle and decides you're a leader worth trusting. A strange member of its herd who guides it, feeds it, and asks oddly specific things for reasons only you understand. With birds, it gets a little eerie. Parrots, crows, magpies, pigeons. Tiny brains, huge intelligence. They recognize faces, solve problems, understand tools and social bonds. A crow mistreated by a human can remember that face for years. And here's what'll break your brain. That crow can teach other crows to distrust that exact person. Even crows that never saw them. To a crow, you're not a human. You're an individual with a record. Kind, and you're filed as safe. A threat, and you're filed as danger. And that file gets inherited. There are crows flying around right now that hate a person they've never seen, just because they were cruel to their grandparents. Parrots go the other way. They bond emotionally. Some see their owner as flock, others as a mate, a rival, or even a parent. To a bird, we're wingless giants with strange voices and powerful hands. But we control the doors, the food, the lights, and the attention. And that makes us extremely important. Now step outside and think about how the wild sees you. A deer doesn't care about your personality or your job. It only registers your shape, your movement, your smell, your distance. For most wild things, you fall into one of two boxes: threat or background noise. In the city, pigeons, foxes, raccoons, and squirrels learn we're part of the scenery. Like trees that walk and occasionally drop food. Dangerous sometimes, useful sometimes, irrelevant most of the time. To a city squirrel, you're probably not a person. You're a large obstacle with snack potential. To a raccoon, we're the guardians of magic boxes full of food. Those boxes are the trash cans. Seen that way, our whole civilization might look like an expensive system for producing leftovers. Urban foxes have taken it a step further. In just a few generations, some have developed shorter snouts and softer features. A change linked to living alongside us and to kind humans rewarding the ones that look harmless. In a way, they're evolving right in front of us, shaped by their idea of what we are. And now the ocean, where I promised it gets strange. Dolphins are curious about us. They probably see us as slow, clumsy swimmers, because we are. We need gear not to drown. We leak bubbles. We move terribly. But dolphins are one of the few species that recognize themselves in a mirror. They know they exist as individuals, and that hints at something elegant. If they understand themselves as someone, they probably understand us as someone too. Whales, on the other hand, might barely think about us at all. We're tiny beside them, like a bird next to a building. And yet, many act gently around people, as if they sense we're fragile. It doesn't mean they understand us. It means they read size, movement, and vulnerability, and act accordingly. And then there's the octopus, maybe with the strangest view of all. It's brilliant, but its mind is nothing like yours. It has around 500 million neurons spread through its body, most in its arms, not a central brain. Each arm thinks a little on its own. It changes the color of its skin instantly. And here's the mystery. Octopuses are colorblind, and nobody knows for sure how they match colors they can't see. To an octopus, you're a big, fairly predictable creature on the other side of the glass. And yet it tells its keepers apart, one by one. It behaves differently with different people. Some octopuses squirt water at the keepers they dislike and stay calm with the ones they like. They don't know what we are, but they know we matter. And here's the idea that ties it all together. Maybe animals don't understand us as a species. Maybe they understand us as a pattern. They don't memorize what a human is. They memorize what this human does. A dog learns that keys mean you're leaving. A cat learns that a can opening means food. A crow learns which faces mean trouble. A squirrel learns which hands drop crumbs. Their question isn't, "What is this?" It's, "What does this usually do?" And that might be the most honest answer of all. To animals, we're not one thing. We're many things at once. And that should make us a little more humble. We think we're the main characters of the planet, with our careers, our politics, our dreams. But out there, nobody's trying to decode your resume. They're trying to survive, and to do that, they watch you far more closely than you realize. Every gesture, every tone, every routine is telling them something. We don't explain who we are to animals with words. We tell them with our movements, with our patience, or our lack of it, with the look we give them, or the look we deny them. All the time, we're telling them what kind of creature we are. Not in the language we value, but in the only one they read, behavior. And maybe that, in the end, is the only language that truly matters. If you made it this far, tell me in the comments, what do you think your pet thinks you are? Subscribe to keep seeing the world from the other side of the eyes, and I'll see you in the next one.